Hi, this is Scott Marshman with eCabinets Tips and Tricks. A while back I was asked if I could do a video on how to create a batch export workbook in Excel that will allow you to export your cabinets into batch from Excel. Before we get started, we need to take a look at the requirements that eCabinets has for this particular worksheet. So let's go into eCabinets here. I'm in batch. So I'm going to click on this question mark here and it brings up the overview of the batch area. I'll just maximize this so we can see better. If we scroll down, right down here, import batch from Excel, we can add data using Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. And I recommend that you guys go through and read all this so you'll have a better understanding of what we will be doing. If you look here, this is a screenshot of what the worksheet should look like with all the data in it. Now notice that it is on a worksheet named Sheet 1, and that is definitely a requirement. All the data has to be that you're going to send into eCabinets has to be on a worksheet named Sheet 1. The rest of the worksheets can be named whatever you want, it doesn't matter. Now there's some more requirements. Let's come down here where we can take a look at those. The required column headings and format for the data is as follows. You got the name, the directory, the type, the quantity, the height, the width, the depth, and new name. Now the new name is optional. You don't have to have that. Let's take a look at the type. We need to use the word cabinet or assembly or door or drawer front or drawer box or panel. Now while we're on the subject panel here, we're not going to be including that in this worksheet, and that's simply because I can't access the metadata for the material name database that eCabinet stores the material names in, and the material name has to go for a panel has to go in the name field. Okay, you can see that right here. Okay, if you read that, but I do have a workaround for that and it works quite well, and I'll show you that in a later video. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's get these required headers into our Excel spreadsheet. I'm just going to double click and hit Control C on my keyboard to copy it to my clipboard. So double click and Control C. And this one I need to highlight both words, new name there, Control C. Go back into Excel. And I've already got a worksheet or workbook here started, and I got it named Scott's Batch Export. While we're on the subject of the name, let's go back in here. I want to show you guys something. Now this is important too. Something to remember is that this worksheet that this workbook that we're going to be creating needs to be saved as an XLSX file. Okay. Now you have an option of saving it as an XLS file also, and eCabinets suggests that you do that. However, if you do save it as that, it will be in a 97/2003 format, of which you will probably lose capabilities of using slicers and what have you, which is one of the critical components that we're going to be using for our workbook. So that being said, you can save it as an XLSX file. Okay. Now there has been reports of people having a problem exporting their batch list into eCabinets from an XLSX file, but later on I'll show you how you could quickly record a macro, copy and paste all that data from an XLSX file into an XLS file, which will then definitely work for you. So let's go ahead and get started. If you look right here on my clipboard, I've got everything in here. Now if you don't see your clipboard, you can come up here to your home tab in your ribbon, and right down here you see clipboard and this little rectangle here with the arrow pointing in the lower right hand corner. Just click on it and it will bring up your clipboard. What I want to do is just click somewhere over here out of the way. We want to put all these starting in column A, A1 all the way through H1. Okay, now when I go paste all, it's just going to paste them right down in a column. So what I want to do is go ahead and copy these and click in cell A1, and then right click, and I want to select transpose. Okay, so I want to transpose, and you can see that it puts it up here just like we need. And we got everything situated. If we want to auto fit our columns in here, we can just select the entire worksheet here and double click anywhere between two columns. When you see your cursor turn like that, a solid line with two arrows on each, with an arrow on each side, just double click and it'll auto fit everything. So let's go ahead and get rid of this, and we're good to go. Now on the next video, I'm going to show you how you can use Power Query. So make sure you stay tuned for that video. And that being said, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe so you can get all my latest tips and tricks. And don't forget to click on the bell icon also, so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. As always, thank you for watching and have a good day.